Let's talk about the stock price of Opendoor. Yes, this was a big topic in the Q4 2025 earnings that we just saw last week for Opendoor. I believe this is a huge turnaround stock. And what the CEO and his C-level is saying about the stock price, well, all about this and much more in this video.
Welcome to the game, I'm the wolf of Dubai.
Welcome to a brand new video. I'm looking for stocks that can go, parabolic, are having huge momentum, having a huge drawdown, but have a bright future. And this is exactly that one reason why we believe and invest heavily into Opendoor, okay? And this is maybe the sign for all the Opendoor shareholders, okay? So with that said, you should follow me on all my 3 channels where I talk about BMNR, Opendoor, and more tickers to come. We have now a brand new creator on our team who is Michele X10 Stocks by Michele. Check it out on YouTube, type it in, follow on his 2 channels. We are talking there about hymns every single day. 2 vlogs and shorts, so check it out. This is a huge turnaround story as well. And then also follow me on X, and also make sure to check out x10daytrading.com. If you ever thought about day trading, well, why not let professionals do it for you on your account? Well, that is possible with our software, the AutoPilot, which we develop by ourselves. I personally put over $1 million in the development of the software. It is absolutely insane. We have like thousands of testimonials, as you can see, all around here, and you could be one of those members that benefit from that. If this is interesting for you, check out the link into the description, because we are raising our joining fee. Schedule a call with me, 15 minutes. We see if we can help you as well, and then we will ride in the next couple of years together. Okay, so now let's dive into the first clip that I prepared for you from the earnings call. And this beautiful call, right? This is like a tremendous call, like how beautiful, and Kaz is doing like this fantastic job. But there was the question about the stock price, right? Everybody is depressed about the stock price right now. So here's a couple of answers.
With the stock down significantly since your tenure began, how should investors assess progress? What key metrics best reflect operational improvement? What is the strategy to restore market confidence?
I mean, look, I'm just answer your question a bit personally first. I am very highly motivated to see Opendoor's stock price go up, right? My family is the most levered family in the world on Opendoor stock. My salary is $1, and unless stock levels see levels they haven't seen in years, I don't get paid. So I don't want you to take what I'm about to say the wrong way, but I just want you to let me say this. I don't manage the stock price. I manage the business and look at what we're building. Now, my responsibility is to create shareholder value. That's literally my job, to create value for our shareholders, whom I deeply appreciate. But I fulfill that. I fulfill my responsibility by not looking at the stock price every day. I fulfill it by building something people want and value. The stock price will follow. It literally always does. My favorite book, one of my favorite books, is a book called The Score Takes Care of Itself. I have it on my desk. It's in our library at Opendoor. It was written by Bill Walsh. Look, Bill Walsh didn't win Super Bowls by telling his team to focus on the scoreboard. This is a football-themed earnings call. His whole philosophy was simple, like execute the right way, take care of everything, the score takes care of itself. And I'm pretty sure he won more than 82 games. The stock is not the company, right? Jeff Bezos didn't become a worse CEO when Amazon stock dropped 90%. I bet you he didn't even flinch. He kept building. And the stock eventually reflected the business, not the other way around. Now, I've been here for 4 months. In that time, we've demonstrated clear evidence that the model we are building is working and the business is structurally improving, right? But how should you judge our progress? I think that was the question. I don't think you should do it by where the stock is today, but you should think about whether the underlying business is getting structurally better. I've given you how I would grade us, but I genuinely, honestly think you should find a way to do that too. You should build your own model on us. but I want to be transparent about this. My job is to build a company that can host a product that people want. My job is to improve the economics of that business. And everyone here, everyone who works at Opendoor is focused on executing. The score will take care of itself.
Great, thank you. Next, Victoria B asks, if home prices drop another 5 to 10% nationally, what happens to your margins and inventory risk? How prepared is Opendoor for that scenario?
Thank you for the question, Victoria. It is the right question to ask. Opendoor 2.0 is built to move homes, not hold them. The longer you hold when the market turns, the more it hurts. So the whole game is turn faster. And here's what's genuinely different now. We have more tools than we've ever had. Previously, the primary lever was spread. Price conservatively enough to absorb a market move, and that works, but it's blunt, and it has terrible adverse selection. We now have a broader toolkit. First, selection. Under Opendoor 2.0, we are a more tailored approach. We offer strong prices on high-quality homes where we expect faster resale velocity, and we maintain wider spreads on homes with more risk or slower clearance expectations. Second, velocity. We reduced homes on market greater than 120 days from 51% to 33% in a single quarter. Our October cohort is clearing at 2x the velocity of October 2024. A home we own for 45 days has fundamentally different risk exposure than one we own for 180 days. And as we grow volume, the goal isn't to hold more homes, it's to move more homes. Scale and velocity compound together. Third, Cash Plus. This is an underappreciated as a risk management tool. When a seller opts in, they're retaining more of the price risk, and we earn fees with less capital at risk. That structurally shifts our exposure. Are we immune from a 5 to 10% decline? No, nobody is. But the question isn't whether it hurts, it's whether Opendoor is structurally positioned to navigate and withstand it. The October cohort is a great example of this. Over the past 5 months, national home prices came down roughly 300 basis points. During that exact period, our contribution margins on that cohort held steady or slightly improved. That's not hope or an expectation, that happened.
So, as I said in multiple other videos, he's very, 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 very biased about the stock price. Why? Because he just get paid when the stock price go much, much higher. Okay, that's number one. Second, there is a saying that sometimes the stock is not the company and the company is not the stock. The company can do well, but the market sentiment right now is very low. Growth stocks, companies that are just not profitable yet, or just gets slammed and hammered. But this is the perfect CEO for this time. And he said the only thing that he's interested in is shareholder value. This is the most beautiful sentence that a shareholder can say. This, for example, by the way, also what Tom Lee is saying about Bitcoin investors. Okay, if this thing goes over the lips of a CEO, this is a really good buy sign. Okay, so I believe that is fantastic. But another thing that is also very, 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 very important is that you are in one section in the company history where you don't have to raise money anymore. And this is what Cass is saying. We're getting to a point of profitability and a great cash flow that we don't have to tap the public market. So essentially, we are not so, bad about that the stock price is so low, so we have to give so many shares out and create a huge dilution. We are at the perfect spot here. So the stock will not be diluted that much anymore. And then you have the huge turnaround and then a massive short squeeze as well. I mean, this is the perfect setup. Okay, so let me know how many shares you own of Opendoor, what you're doing now with Opendoor, and what is your average. And obviously check out x10daytrading.com, and I see you tomorrow for a brand new video because the grass is greener always on the other side.